Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. New episode here, the Youngbouls podcast. It's been a minute. I know. I think our last episode was like in November, right? Last episode was in November,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But welcome back. We here. I know you missed us. It's your boy Dinari here, back again. Kwengo, say what's up to the people.
Man, it's your boy Kwengo, man. I
Yeah,
already know what it is.
yeah. I already know what it is for sure. Yeah, but we're college students, so we tried, man. We just got busy. Got busy. We couldn't like drop as much as we wanted to. We couldn't get to studio as much, but we're here now. So we're gonna give y'all content. We're gonna give y'all back the episodes that y'all want, everything like that. And we it's a lot that's been going on, man, in the world of sports. A lot's been going on. If you can't tell right now, I got my New Orleans Saints jersey on tonight. Big game tonight against the Rams. We're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna talk about the Eagles. You know, we're gonna talk about the Eagles in a second too. But before we even get started with all that, let's go to the world of NBA, man. A lot has been happening over these past couple of weeks. For starters, Draymond Green, man. Draymond Green. So, so if y'all don't know what happened with Draymond got suspended again 28 days after coming back from his last suspension in which he strangled Rudy Gobert. And he said, you know what? I'm going to do something better than that. He's going to full on smack somebody, full on smack Yusuf Nurkic. And now he's suspended.
Nah, that wasn't a smack.
No, that was a punch.
First putting Gobert in a full Nelson was crazy. That was crazy. But no, this man twisted and did a haymaker. He tried to kill Nurkic, bro. He tried to kill him.
I'm not going to
He
lie.
knocked him out.
I just want to know. I just want to know, man. Just from seeing it, when I saw it live, I was like, there's no way he's going to try to like say like, oh, he was doing this, he's fouling. Because if you look at the replay, nothing like Nurkic didn't do anything to him. Literally, Draymond turned around and just did that. So, it really, I was sitting up here just confused, baffled, all that, just seeing what Draymond did. But I think the thing that's even worse about it is that they were saying the NBA was saying that they want Draymond to go into counseling for it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, because Draymond's at that age now where I don't think he needs to be like Draymond. We know how Draymond plays. Draymond's been doing stuff like this since he first got into the league. If you don't remember, Draymond was the same dude who kicked Steven Adams in the what's, bro.
And Bron.
Yeah.
Herb stomped Sabonis.
And yeah, it's a list. He stepped on Sabonis.
I think he tackled Jalen Green
He did tackle Jalen Green last year. That was so.
He's just a straight animal.
Yeah, he fought Bradley Beal.
I look, he kind of I like Draymond, but like I see why the NBA suspended him. Like, I like how he plays too. I like that he's physical.
Yeah,
I like that he tries to get in the dude's head, but nah, he's wilding, bro.
I feel like Draymond's like a bigger Pat Bev, like in the sense of like he brings to a team. Like when you have Draymond on your team, you know what he's going to expect. Outside of Game 7 in the 2016 NBA Finals, I'm not expecting Draymond to have 27 points a night. Outside of that Game 7 where he went off for no apparent reason whatsoever, he was the best player on the Warriors.
30-point triple-double.
Yeah, 30-point triple-double. When I see Draymond, I know I'm not getting that. I'm seeing a guy who's going to give me defense. He's going to give me hustle plays, all that stuff. Same way Pat Bev would do that. But Draymond also comes with, risk, because what Draymond can also bring is text. Draymond, as we all know, has done some questionable stuff, man, in the form of playmaking, which does not list that includes not giving KD the ball in that last play a couple years ago against the Clippers, and then going on to say that we don't need you, whatever like that. That was one. Well, that one time where he had
in his defense, he was not wrong. The Warriors won the chip since then.
They did.
KD has 1-0 since then.
They did. What was another play? When Draymond had the ball one time with 7 seconds, and I guess he thought it was like 1 second left on the clock, and instead of giving the ball to Steph, he tried to chuck it from half. I mean, look, there's a lot of stuff that Draymond's done that really has you questioning.
Not to mention, this man single-handedly killed Poole last year. Like, he actually, like...
Oh, yeah. I think
he low-key kind of changed the path of his NBA career. Like, that Warriors team might have continued to be a dynasty if it wasn't for that punch.
Yeah, that punch was something. Teammate chemistry down the drain with that one. But, just a lot of stuff with Draymond. But, just seeing him, he's in year 13, 14 now. I'm pretty sure he just got an extension.
Yeah, I think he did.
He just got an extension. I don't know where the Warriors go from here because it's not that many times left where you're going to be able to afford to have one of your best pieces, one of your founding pieces, continue to miss games for stuff like this, man. Especially if I'm Steph, like that's messing up what I'm got going on. The Warriors are not. Let's be real. The Warriors team this year was not supposed to be this bad, man.
I was gonna say, like, where does Steph? What do you think? Like, Steph is like thinking in his head, like,
Steph's like, bro, if you can't tame Draymond, then we either gotta go or I'm leaving. Because there's only a couple more times where Steph's gonna really be like, okay, I, he's gonna take the back seat to this. There's only a couple more times it's gonna happen. I mean, if I'm Steph, if Draymond's not gonna help us win, then Draymond has to go. If Draymond's going to continue to do the stuff that's gonna hurt the team, where in crunch time we're putting people in like, you know, people in that weren't getting run when Draymond was on the floor, then we got to move on from Draymond. Let's be
yeah,
real. If it was between keeping Draymond and keeping KD a couple of years ago, we know where the Golden State Warriors would have lied with that. Like if it was between keeping Draymond and keeping Clay, we know where the Warriors are going to lie with that. I'm not disrespecting. I'm not trying to say Draymond's not a valuable piece. Whatever team Draymond goes on, he's going to be a good piece. But he doesn't. We don't have like the Warriors don't have that many more times where they're going to have to be like, you know what, it's all good. This isn't going to hurt us at all. I mean, the Warriors are trying to win. They're trying to milk as much out of their prime with Steph as possible.
yeah.
Because
Steph is getting old.
Steph's getting old, but he's still on another level.
What is he? 35.
Yeah, he's like 35, 34, something like that. But you don't have that many more years of Steph putting up 30, 40 points and shooting like at an immeasurable clip like this. So for Draymond, it's just something to, really look out for, man, for sure. But anything else you want to say about the Draymond thing?
Man, the NBA, I don't think they punished him correctly. I saw it was like he's suspended indefinitely and he has to go through like I think 3 weeks of like therapy or some sort or therapy until they clear him. Right. But that is not gonna work, bro. When you have a planetary level threat like this, a man who's endangers all around him on the courts who are not on his team and actually endangers his teammates as well, bro. There's nothing that can stop a guy like this. Right. Me personally, I applaud the behavior, man. I like it, except for this when he stole Jordan Poole, that was crazy, and the Gobert thing and the Nurkic thing. Other than that, I honestly don't like take that much issue with like Draymond, but those three are just like crazy. Like,
right,
he's done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll check back in after he comes back. We'll see if he learned his lesson or whatever. Because like I said before, I don't know how many more times the Warriors are going to be sitting here like, yeah, we're going to condone this. Like, nothing's going to happen. Eventually, it's going to get to a point where they may have to start trading him. So, we'll see for sure. Also, before we go any further, you were talking about the Pool and stuff. I want to apologize because I remember in one of our first episodes of this new season, I said that the Wizards are going to be a play-in team this year. I said the Wizards are going to be a play-in team. I fully take that back. Yes. Yes.
Oh, when did you say that?
I think I said that on like the first episode when Chris was there.
Well, I also said the Spurs were going to be a play-in team.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could be. They just need a true point guard.
Yeah. I really thought Poole was going to go to Washington and be that guy. I take that back completely.
And also, I think I also told Aiden that the Thunder are not making the play-in.
Yeah. It's just a lot of apologies going around.
I don't know. I can't see them. I can't see them finishing in the top like 6.
I think they're going to finish well in the top 6, Kwengo. But Kwengo, you want to say your apology to Aiden real quick? Go ahead. Floor is yours, man.
Man, the Thunder, I was not familiar with their game. I was not familiar with Chet's game. I'm not going to lie. Low-key, Chet is the reason this team is like humming. I'm not going to lie.
And Shea.
He's a really good shot blocker. Like, who could expect that Josh Giddey will regress and the Thunder would still be a higher seed? Like, who would have thought? Because last season he was actually good. Yeah. And the Thunder were like, what were they, like 8th or 7th? They were like 8th.
Thunder didn't make the playoffs last year. They were like 9th.
They made the play-in.
Oh, they did make the play-in. Right. Yeah, they were like, I think they were 8th last year.
Yeah. Who could expect that? Chet is basically better than Josh Giddey. He's basically the second best or third best. Honestly, I would say probably the second best.
Yeah.
It's probably him, and then it's probably Shea, him, and then Jalen. But I just want to say I was not familiar with Chet's game at all. He has like 15 blocks in like 2 consecutive games. I think his streak is done now, but
I
he
think
had
he's
that
gonna
for
be
like,
rookie of the year.
yeah, he was going crazy.
I think he's
But
gonna be
yeah,
rookie of the year for
he
sure.
might be rookie of the year.
He will be rookie of the year.
In my opinion, the only reason he would win rookie of the year is if his team is because his team's going to make the playoffs. Whereas I think Wemby has actually probably been a little bit more impressive to me. This guy just does not. It's really his team. Like he really doesn't get the balls. Actually, kind of rough. I think he could be averaging like 26 with a true point guard.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But all right, moving on though. You talked about Ja. We did our little apologies real quick. Um, Now it's time for us to talk about 12. 12 is back in the NBA. John Moran.
Yes, sir. I'm not gonna
32.
lie.
32.
Ask
Yeah.
anybody I know from like a couple years ago. I won't say a Ja hater, but I will say I was not the biggest fan of Ja, especially his shot attempts. I did not like the type of shots he took. I didn't like that this man can, like, he can get to the rim, but like he can play in the mid range or from the 3 point line. And I'm looking excited to see him cook this year,
As a
honestly,
fan,
especially after that suspension.
yeah, as a fan, seeing him come back from suspension, uh, it was good to see him even capping it off with the game winner. Poetic. That was so poetic. I said when Ja gets back, the Grizzlies team is going to be able to move. I feel like the Grizzlies team is still going to be able to have a chance to make the playoffs.
No,
I
no way.
Yes,
Are you crazy?
I'm not crazy.
They
You
have to
saw
go
about
like,
September.
where are we in the season? We're almost like midway through the season. I think we're at like 30 games, 34,
We're like at like
27.
we're like at
We're like around the
25 games.
27, 28.
25.
The
Oh,
Lakers
yeah,
are like
wait,
15
wait.
and 12 or something like that.
You
So we're
said
like
what?
around like the 27, 28 game range.
I think they still have a chance, man. There's still a lot of season
They
left.
have to have a really, really good record. I don't know. Here's another thing. They're missing like key pieces like what do you call it? Steven Adams and Brandon Clark.
They
They
can at
need
least get to the play-in.
they need those players.
They can at least get to the play-in. I could see it happening for sure.
Yeah,
I,
but they would need another play-in team to like play poorly. Like I don't know who's in the play-in right now in the West. Probably like the Rockets. I don't think they're gonna end up with a better record than the Rockets.
which is crazy to think about, because another thing that I have not really been paying attention to is Houston. Ime Udoka is actually doing his thing over there. That Rockets team is actually pretty solid. Like how they're building around and everything like that. And they're playing like with Segun and stuff like that. I'm
Kwengo is
rocking.
the best player on that team, man. He's
Yeah,
better than
most
Jalen
definitely,
Green,
most
man.
definitely, most definitely. It does not take a rocket scientist to
Speaking
make.
of Ime Udoka, did you see like a month ago when he told Braun? I forgot
Yeah,
what he said. He was like, "You're soft," or
yeah,
he said something crazy. He called
yeah,
him out of his name.
yes,
Yo,
yes.
recently, Rich Paul had like that's Braun's agent. He had like a birthday party, and why did bro invite Cameron, who has a crush on Nia Long? Ime Udoka's like I think that's his former like girlfriend or wife.
Yeah.
Why did bro invite Nia Long and Cameron, bro? Like,
Cameron on his podcast shot a shot with me alone.
yes, exactly, bro.
Yeah,
Nah, easy. And then why they take a picture together too?
yeah.
This man, Rich Paul and LeBron, are devious,
They're
bro.
plotting. They're plotting. They're plotting. They're plotting. But
Top
yeah,
players.
back on the whole Ja thing though. Like it's good to see him back. I love Ja as a
For
player. I
sure.
remember I saw him live a couple years ago. My mom, we went to go to the Sixers Grizzlies game, and Ja had like 40. Sixers still
Nah,
won though, but Ja had 40. And seeing him play live is truly like an experience. And just seeing him play like on TV and stuff, truly an experience. Like the way he be like contorting his body and like doing stuff at the rim, especially at his small what, bro?
jumped out your body.
No, I said contorting his body.
Nah, you just jumped out of yours. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nah, I get what you mean though.
Yes, bro. But yeah, like, well, yeah, like he's a really solid player, and I'm happy the league. They get to see him play again, and just hopefully gets to see him change how the season is going for the Grizzlies from this point forward.
I think they. I don't. I think Marcus Smart is injured. If Marcus Smart comes back, like things could be better. but
Oh yeah.
that would definitely help them. They just need to get their players back. Honestly, if they happen to like get their
Is
players
Derrick
back
Rose there to is Derrick Rose has he been playing or is he just been he's been playing? Okay.
a little bit, like sometimes not nothing crazy, maybe like 12 minutes at here and there, but like nothing crazy. I think
Okay.
he's there just to be like a veteran and just like mentor that
Got you.
team because they got a lot of menaces on that
Yeah.
team.
I got you. I got you. I got you. All right, moving on though. The team that they played against, the Pelicans, they have an issue on their own. Zion Williamson. Uh Zion was the number one draft pick to the Pelicans back in 2020, I believe. 2020, right? 2020. He has made one All-Star game. He has, you know, he wasn't rookie of the year, but he's made an All-Star
Played
game.
29 games last season.
Missed 29 games last season.
Oh, he played only, so he missed like 50.
Yeah. And so far he's only played in what? I'm pretty sure he's been out for a couple of times this season so far.
I think he's 23 of 29 right now, which is pretty
All right.
solid. But he hasn't been playing that well.
But yeah, he has not been playing that well. Now the whole thing is, Stephen A. Yeah, because Stephen A. said a couple of weeks ago about Zion, I feel like was mad disrespectful.
Listen, I
Look,
think Stephen A. told him the real. I will say the way he delivered
no,
it
yeah,
was
the
insane,
way Stephen A. said that a couple of weeks ago, though, he could have said that in a totally different way.
bro. When I tell you,
There's
I was
no
on TikTok looking at the clips, I was crying.
Kwengo. Dude said he had sources, and then he started naming restaurants. Like, no. Look,
Oh my goodness!
he said,
Why did he say? Why do he say? I have sources who
he
tell
said, I
me,
have
and
sources.
I'm telling you. He said verbatim, "Who will tell you he will eat the table?" And I mean the whole table. What?
He said, I have sources. They have restaurants down in New Orleans who said they're going to, and verbatim, that he was going to eat the table. No sources told you that, man. No sources told you that.
Nah, that was crazy. I'm not gonna
It's
lie,
crazy
Stephen
even to
A.
say it. Look, the whole issue was on ever since he got to league and being in New Orleans. In New Orleans, there's a lot of good food. There's a lot of good food in New Orleans. There's a lot of good spots to eat. But the whole issue was on when he got into the league was cardio. At first, it was injuries, but then it was cardio
Yeah,
and just how like
conditioning.
he looked. If Zion can get back to how he looked when he was at Duke, it's not gonna be an issue. He's gonna be back to that form. He's still, and the thing that's crazy about it is that Zion is like he's still a young player and he's still showing flashes of what he can do when he's in that right state. But we're just not seeing it consistently. Where we're like, you were number one. You were expected to change this franchise around. This franchise has only been to the playoffs once since you've been there. We got you help, and you guys still have only been to the playoffs
I don't
once.
even think he was there. I don't even think he was playing when they went to the playoffs. I think it was Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum because Brandon Ingram was going off. That
There
was
you
his
go. Yeah, yeah,
defense.
yeah. There you go. But yeah, man, it's just like a thing where even last year when he was healthy, the Pelicans were a 1 seed in the West. Everybody was on the Pelicans bandwagon last year, and they faltered heavily. They faltered.
I
So
think this season was holding him back. Is like he just lacks effort. Like in general, like he's one of those players that's like really good, and like he makes it to the league, and even in Ben Simmons similarly, like you have to expand your game. Like if you want to succeed and become like that guy, like a superstar, like you have to get better because everyone else in the league gets better. Like
because
that's a
just like they
superstar.
did, just like
Almost
they
all of
did,
them get better.
just like they did with Ben Simmons. When he got to the league, when in college he was averaging like 30-point triple doubles. He got to the league, they figured that out. They said, "Oh, he can drive for sure. He can facilitate. He can pass. He can't shoot." What did they start doing with Ben? They started guarding him inside the 3-point line and just watching him dribble the ball at the top of the key, trying to make plays and stuff because they knew he wasn't going to shoot it. So with Zion, it's more or less the same thing. We know Zion's physical. We know Zion's going to get to the paint. We know Zion's going to slash to the rim. But outside of that, what are you doing to help your team out? You get what I'm saying? Defensively, we know what you can bring on defense. You're a shot blocker. But what else are you doing? You get what I'm saying? And then now
Yeah,
it's at a point, too, where the Pelicans are even saying that his contract, the next 3 years, the 3 years of his contract that are remaining, they're not guaranteed. Which, for a number one draft pick, with somebody who was touted to change a franchise, It's something that you don't want to see. You get what I'm saying?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
But
Yeah.
also, but Stephen A. has to stop doing this though, for real though, with the whole sources and stuff. Zion's not the first person that he said that stuff about. I forgot who else he's been saying that stuff about, but he always says that he has sources and stuff, and he doesn't have sources. He just be making stuff up on the spot.
Nah, this man is actually insane, bro.
We
Once
don't
Stephen A
deserve
says
it.
sources, he's quoting himself.
Yes. Once he says sources, that's literally not sources. That's literally from Stephen A.'s mouth himself. Man. That's literally from his mouth himself. But anything
I
else you want to
remember
say?
what did he say? What did he say? He said the same thing about Randall. I think either last season he was like, I have sources that want to get that brother out of there immediately, bro. He
That's
was
you.
still there.
No, one time he said something about Randall. He was like, "Yeah, I got sources." He said that he couldn't even shoot. He couldn't even shoot the cover off the basketball. No sources told you that. That was you. No sources told you that at all, Stephen A. No sources told you that at all. But anything you want to say about the Zion situation, Kwengo?
Um, Honestly, I found him really entertaining to watch, especially I think it was the 2021 season. I think that's the season he played 59 games, averaged 27. He actually shot threes and made them. I think he just needs like more effort, honestly. Like just in general, apparently he shot like 4 mid-range shots all season. Like he just needs to get out and just try things like on the floor, honestly, because he already has like the paint game. Like he's
Right,
gonna get that consistently
right,
with his athleticism and strength, but he just needs to like have more defensive effort and definitely conditioning.
right. Yeah, we're rooting for you though, Zion, because I like your play style and everything like that, and you could be a really solid player in this league going forward. But if Luka could make changes to how he's playing and everything like that, you definitely can.
And Luka's been going off, bro.
Yeah,
Like he's been having like
that's not being
30 point
talked about
triple
enough.
doubles before half.
When Luka first came into the league, Luka was like he was moving slow, and he wasn't really like he was still scoring, but he was moving like slow, like he wasn't really doing much. Now you see Luka. Luka's averaging 50 points and just cooking and stuff like that. So if he
Yeah,
can do it, you definitely could do it for sure.
I will say his defense hasn't leaped that much, but like he has got better
Oh
every
yeah, for
season.
sure, for sure. All right, now we on this. Speaking of Luka, speaking of the Western Conference and everything like that. Two teams, 2 months ago, made a trade that was gonna either help, both help their franchises and yeah, both help their franchises. So Sixers and the Clippers made a trade. Sixers gave up James Harden to the Clippers. Clippers gave up Batum, Morris, and some draft picks back to the Sixers. Uh, it's been 2 months since the trade has happened. The Sixers are sitting at 19 and the Sixers are sitting at 19-9, I believe. Three seed in the East, and the Clippers are riding high on a 9-game win streak right now. They just most recently won last night against the Mavericks. But it seems like Harden is be able to figure out everything that's going on over there, considering how rocky everything started. But Kwengo, what do you think about what's been going on with the both teams?
Man, you gotta give props to Tyronn Lue and Harden. I will say Harden definitely made you choke on your words, Dino. When he said, I am the system, it looks like he is the system because ever since Russell Westbrook went to the bench and he started handling the ball, like the team has just been much better. Like everything pretty much starts around, I won't say starts, but like a lot of their offense they initiate is from him as the ball handler. And him and Kawhi are like a really good duo. No Paul George playing right now. Like things just look great, honestly. And if they could just keep it going. Honestly, I was just saying yesterday, I can't see too many teams beating it. If they continue the stride that they're on right now, I can't see too many teams like beating this team in the West in 7, honestly.
Okay, let me say the past 9 opponents that they played though: Warriors, Nuggets, Jazz, Trailblazers, Kings, Warriors again, Knicks, Pacers, and then Mavericks yesterday.
I will say almost every single one of those teams is in the playoffs. So like or in the play-in right now. I'm pretty sure the Mavs, Clippers, the Mavs, Kings, Golden State is not, but they're still a pretty good team in my opinion.
Okay. All
Um,
right. So
you
you gave
got
your
the
little
Knicks in there and the Pacers.
you gave your heart inside. You gave your heart inside to it. All right. Now it's time for me to give my 60 side to it. Give my 60 side to it. The Philadelphia 76ers. You said that the Harden won the trade. You said that the Clippers won the trade easily, whatever like that. I feel like the trade both teams won because both teams benefited so much from the trade. If you look at the Sixers have been doing their thing this season, man. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, the reemergence of Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, has been cooking this season. Has he not? Why are you looking like that? Has he not been?
Sixers fans are absolutely delusional.
Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid have become one of the best duos in the East. I said one of the best. Didn't say the best. I said one of the best 1-2 punches in the league. The Maxey Embiid pick and roll has been moving smooth. The Sixers Embiid just had 51 last night against one of the top teams in the West in the T-Wolves with Anthony Edwards and Gobert playing. The Sixers, the pieces such as Oubre has been doing his thing with the Sixers. The Nick Nurse has been doing his thing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, as somebody who's watched the Raptors, somebody who's watched Nick Nurse coach before, I knew what type of coach he was, but I didn't expect him to really turn our season around like that. I was heading into this season with the Sixers. I wasn't expecting us to do anything, but he made me a believer. The Sixers right now are currently sitting third in the East right now.
Personally, I will say first 10 games into the season, first 10, 15 games into the season.
And I said 19-9. My bad. We're 19-8. We're one game back from the second again. One game back from Milwaukee and 2 games back from Boston.
Firstly, I want to start off, like I said, man, first 10, 15 games into the season, I had high praises for Joel Embiid. I was like, man, it looks like he's playmaking, expanding his playmaking game, not doing some of the same things he was doing last season. But after him seeing him play yesterday night, I think it was, they may have got the win, but I'm not so sure that they're making it out of the first or second round of the playoffs after watching him, because it's like this. He had 51, yes, but he's been averaging like 20 free throws in the last.
Oh my gosh! Here we go.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Make your free throws, man. They're free. You gotta hit them. But like this guy, I'm not so sure. Come playoff time, when you have to play a playoff team for 7 straight games, that you're gonna get 17 free throws, 20 free throws in 3 games, and then 2. There's a clip of Kelly Oubre wide open.
He was joking. He was joking.
Waiting for the ball.
He was joking. And Embiid still scored off the possession.
Okay, but that's the point. In the playoffs, habits like that in the playoffs are not gonna fly.
Look, the Sixers in their past 10 games are 7-3 right now. One of the hottest teams in the East right now, outside of the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, because if go look at their schedule before they played the Timberwolves, it was horrible. They played the Pistons like twice. We were on like a 24-game losing streak.
No. Because also let's also realize too that the Sixers, after they lost to the Bucks in the season opener, they went on to win 8 straight games, and then did not lose again until I believe. Who did they lose to again? They were winning up until they lost to the Timberwolves in Minnesota on the 29th. They were on a solid 8-game win streak. And look, I feel like, as a Sixers fan, I feel like you have to prepare yourself for the inevitable, right? But I feel like if the Sixers can get one more piece, as in Levine or OG, and we trade off Tobias, I feel like we could actually do something in the playoffs. I definitely feel like we could do something in the playoffs.
Firstly, who is picking up Tobias's outrageous contract?
I really don't know.
How many years are left on that contract? Probably one.
I think, well, for sure, this is Maxey's contract year this year. That's why Max has been playing out of his mind as well. But with Tobias, I think he has like either one more year or what on his contract. But yeah, I think he's going to be looking for an extension this summer, though.
So, Firstly, I don't think anyone's picking up Tobias from you.
I hope we don't give an extension though.
Unless you're giving them first rounders to take them off your hands, I'm not picking up Tobias on my team as a GM, personally.
It's all fun and
I'm
games
also
until you
not the GM.
see Los Angeles Lakers have acquired Tobias Harris. It's all fun and games until you see that.
We don't want that bot. Goodness me, don't send that guy. Please don't bring this guy to the Lakers. I
Now
will say the Lakers might have to get rid of Christian Wood, though.
the thing that was making me laugh about it though was that the Sixers, they had like their little vote for the All Stars thing out, and it showed like Maxey, and it showed Harry. I mean, no, it showed Maxey, it showed Embiid, and then it literally showed on the right, it showed Tobias. It was like vote all three into the All Star game, and I was like, now who is putting Tobias Harris into the All Star game? No All Stars giving
Nobody's
you
voting you in, buddy.
Yeah, nobody's putting you in the All Star game. You're averaging. I mean, yeah, when you're on, you're on. But it's like when you're off, you're off. I said this before. His best chance to get to the All-Star game was 2021 season. That season where they lost to the Hawks in the second round. Tobias was playing out of his mind that season. He was playing out of his mind. I remember in the playoffs a couple of times he had 36. He dropped 40. Like, it was throwing me off because I never see Tobias Harris play like that. So for him to do that in that season was special, but not now. I feel like now his best days are past him, and the Sixers are going to move on from him this offseason. Depending on how the playoffs go, but the way it's going now, I don't think he has that much time left.
Okay, I can see that.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought you lagged for a sec because you were still, but then I was like, oh, he's thinking about it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. The thing with Tobias though is like he's streaky, but I will say when he's on, he is on. I don't know if you really want to get rid of him though. I will say, especially because the Sixers, like, y'all don't have that much scoring depth unless Kelly Oubre can step up.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Sometimes Tobias, like, we'll just go and get a random bucket.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, man. Anything else you want to say about Harden or the Clippers?
I'm saying that, like I said, the Clippers won that trade. Honestly, I said it yesterday. I would love to see a Clippers Sixers finals this year. That would be great, honestly.
That would actually be pretty funny. I would love to see that. But in order for that to happen, the Sixers would have to get past the second round first, and the Clippers would have to get past the Nuggets, which I don't think is happening. Especially if Jokic and who else? Jokic and Murray and them were healthy. I do not see them winning a 7-game series against
Nuggets. In my opinion, the Nuggets don't look that good this season. They don't look as good as they were last season.
It's still mad early though.
Yeah,
it's still mad early though.
It's a fair point.
It's still mad early. I can't even. It's still mad early.
But all right, the Thunder
moving on, man. We just talked about that. Oh yeah. You said what?
I said the fact that the Thunder are the second seed is crazy.
I know. But yeah, moving on though, man. We just talked about basketball. We've been talking about basketball, and speaking of, I've got my Saints jersey on, so it's only right for us to talk about. You said what?
I said, come on, who that?
Who that? Saints gonna beat them Saints. But it's only right. Biggest game of the week. Saints Rams.
Might be game of the year.
I don't know about. I say game of the week. Saints Rams. Saints Rams tonight. Thursday Night Football in Los Angeles. Saints 7-7. Rams 7-7. This is a huge game. Kwengo, what are your thoughts about the game so far, man? What are your thoughts about the game? What are your outlooks? What do you need to see happen for the Saints to get this win tonight?
I need Derek Carr to play football like he's never played football before. I will say, I think a lot of things we have going for us tonight. Firstly, we have solid cornerbacks to put on to Puka and Cup. I think Paulson and Debo will probably be on Cup or Puka. It doesn't even matter. And Alontae Taylor or Isaac Yiadom. It doesn't matter because I have faith in all of those DBs. Not just that, I love that our team is one of the few teams that can man press in the league. Like our DBs are strong and they can keep up with guys like Cup and Nakwa. Hopefully, that's what happens, and hopefully our D line destroys their O line, which is not that great. We have a good run stop. You know what I'm saying? What else? And also, I think we're gonna have success running the ball today without Kamara and throwing the ball because they don't have a great secondary. So like, I feel like this game is kind of like we just need to play well. Like we have everything. Like we have all we need, all the tools to beat this team. We just need to play well.
Usually, that's all it is when it comes to watching the Saints. Is just seeing them. Hopefully, they play well. But as a Saints fan, you also have to be prepared for those times where you feel like they should win a game and they don't. Take prime example, Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. We played Atlanta in Atlanta. The Falcons only scored twice.
We still low.
We lost 14-6. Didn't we lose like 14-6 or something?
Something like that. Like
Yeah.
I know Jesse Bates tore our team apart, bro. He
Yes.
forced a fumble and caught a pick six, man.
Yes. A couple of weeks ago, we were down as much as 21-0 against the Lions. We came back. We still lost, but we came back though. That's one of the top teams in the league.
We lost by like 5, bro.
Lost by 5.
It's only because James lost his composure and just threw the ball up. He did not need to.
It was 17-0. 17-0 against the Packers. We were up and Lambeau. Everything was good. Check my phone because Jordan Love's on my fantasy team. I'm just seeing a spew of Jordan Love scored a touchdown notifications on my phone. Check the score. We're losing. We get downfield. We miss the game-winning field goal.
Heartbreaking, man.
Heartbreaking. The list could go on and on really about how many losses this year that we've really self-inflicted. So tonight, it's really just about us not only playing better, but just hopefully playing up to the standards that New Orleans Saints football should be playing. Especially if we're trying to make the playoffs.
Telling you right now, if we get into the playoffs, Eagles watch out. Let me get Marshawn Lattimore, Michael Thomas, Marcus Maybach. Eagles watch out. Guaranteed.
Are you being serious right now?
I'm so serious.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're going to beat the Eagles, but if I'm keeping it a whole stack, like that team is very inconsistent. Their secondary is absolutely horrible.
We're gonna get to the Eagles in a sec. I've been waiting to say some stuff about the Eagles. I've been waiting.
Eagles downfall, man.
I've been waiting to say some stuff about the Eagles. But But for the Saints though, like I said all season, we're still in there. We're still in the mix. I'd much rather us still be in the mix now than be one of those teams who are eliminated already.
Yeah, like the Commanders or the Giants. Or the Giants.
Giants.
Mm-hmm.
They need Tommy DeVito. But yeah. Yeah, we stopped
Saints
that.
Into that. Saints Nation. Who that?
Yeah, we stopped that. We stopped that Lindsay.
Come on.
But yeah. With the Saints, man, hopefully we take care of business tonight. They said that if we win, we have our chances of making the playoffs increase greatly. Obviously we need some other teams around the league to lose. But
for real, all we need is the Buccaneers to lose to the Jaguars, and we need to beat them. So we need to win our next 2 games, honestly.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm feeling like right now the way we've been playing after we've been even in some of our losses, like the Lions loss, we've been showing a lot of heart. We've been scoring touchdowns. Right. Scored 3 touchdowns last week. That's been our problem all season. Our defense, for the most part, has been consistent.
Right.
We just haven't been able to score. So all I'm saying is the way we've been scoring for like the past 3 games, I like our odds against the Falcons, the Bucks, and against the Rams tonight. So.
And for all the Saints fans who are saying, no, let's not try to win and get in the playoffs. Let's try to lose out. Let's try to go get Jaden Daniels. You guys are tripping. That is not what we need to be doing. The Saints have never been primed on losing and tanking seasons for draft picks.
Yes.
We don't do that.
That's a fact. We leave that to other teams like the Giants and Commanders, man.
Yeah.
This is a big organization.
Yes.
Not a small poverty organization.
We got a Super Bowl.
Come on. We got our singular Super Bowl is sometimes, Sometimes one Super Bowl for like a really good franchise like ours puts us above franchises that have several Super Bowls, like
Right.
the Giants
So
and
we're
Commanders.
all automatically over the Steelers,
Yeah,
Cowboys, all those
no
teams,
question.
right?
No question.
No question.
Absolutely.
We got one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game,
He's top three. Okay,
Drew Brees.
top three.
You said top three?
Top three.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. We got one of the best fan bases. Our fan base is mad you.
Come on, we got one of the best stadiums.
One of the best stadiums.
Come on.
What beats a dome? What beats a dome?
What beats it though?
What beats a
Somebody
dome?
tell me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't be
You
able to
never
say
have to worry about weather delays in New Orleans. You never have to worry about weather delays.
Come
What
on.
else we got? We got a cool owner. Our city's nice. And our jerseys are nice too. Like, I mean, at this
Come on.
point, bring us, man. Bring us.
Come on. Tell me this is not ring season. Tell me this is not ring season. We get in the playoffs. We're going all the way. Niners can't see us.
Niners don't want to see us in New Orleans.
The
Nobody
Niners
wants to
don't want to
see
see
Big
us.
Easy. Nobody.
Brock Purdy does not want to see Carl Granderson and and Cam Jordan.
Look,
They don't want to see Cam Jordan.
all
Carl
I'm saying
Granderson.
is that we make good teams when they come to New Orleans to play us. We make them mediocre, just like that.
That's a
Just like that.
fact.
Just like that. Remember a couple years ago, Kwengo, when the Eagles, after they won the Super Bowl, and they had that game down in New Orleans that following year, and we beat them 49-7 in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, we sent them home?
That's just how we do, man. What can I say, man? Saints Nation, man.
Just what we do.
On a side note, I cannot wait to see the Commanders. I think we play them next season. I cannot wait to see the Commanders. We are going to obliterate. I don't care who's at quarterback. If Jameis is at quarterback, we will still win. They are horrible in a poverty franchise. I just want you to know that, Jalen.
Yeah. But yeah. But hopefully, obviously, you know how we're rocking tonight. I expect the Saints to take care of business. It's going to be a close game because just like every New Orleans game this season, it's going to cause a lot of stress.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, though, I can honestly, like, all seriousness, I could see us like somehow like blowing them out. I'm not even joking. Like, here's the thing. The Rams defense is not. It's nowhere near what it once was. Like, it's not even close. And their offense, it can be good, but we just need to stop the run, man. We need to stop the run, man.
That's it. I'm not trying to see no ESPN highlights of Matthew Stafford throwing for 400 yards tonight, though. Better not see that.
If he throws for 400, I would be surprised on our secondary. Even though we have some injuries, but I'd be surprised.
Now I have Puka on my fantasy team, so I'm hoping he does good. But if Puka has one of those games where it's like, oh, he saved their season with this, I'm gonna be sick. I will be sick.
I ain't gonna lie. Today is not the game for. I need like a Cooper. I need a Puka and Cooper Cup disaster class today.
I need that today. Taysom, I need you to have a crazy game.
Taysom touchdown today.
Derek Carr, I need you to play like you were playing back in Oakland. I need you to play like you were playing that year where you were in the MVP conversation for like 3 weeks. I need that Derek Carr today.
We got Olave back. We got Shaheed. And we need our tight ends to step up big today, especially Juwan Johnson and A.T. Perry. Also, need to step up.
Please give Jimmy Graham some more run.
Yes, please.
I beg.
What's it? 4 TDs in the red zone? Straight red zone threat. Come on.
Beg. Please. So tonight should be a good game, man, for sure.
Sure.
Hopefully we get a W. We need it. But yeah, moving on though. We touched on it a little bit. But the Eagles, man, Eagles in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. They got tattooed by the 49ers. They got tattooed by the Cowboys. And they just lost to Drew Lock.
Nothing makes me happier than the Eagles downfall, man. What can I say, man?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was quite happy. The way they were getting blown out was putting a smile on my face. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people are not gonna like this. We both go to school in Philadelphia.
Now I've always been an avid Eagles hater. I've always said down with the birds. Cry, Eagles, cry.
For the past 15 weeks. All we've been seeing. Go Birds, go Birds, go Birds, all that.
Mm,
For the past 3 weeks. None of
mm,
it. I love it.
come
I
on.
love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
said this. You said before the season. I think you either said before the season when we were. I don't think it was on this podcast, but you said something about Jalen Hurts before. I'm
I
not
said
gonna
that
lie.
I said that Jalen Hurts. I said that Jalen Hurts was overrated. And I honestly stand by that. Like I'm not gonna I still think he's a good quarterback. I still think he's easily top 10. I would say he's either top like fifth in the top five or like slightly outside of the top five. Like he's a good quarterback, but he still has so much to learn. And so many people thought he was like the second or third best quarterback in the league, which is absolutely not true. Like, that's just not true.
I just feel like I don't know if it's because he was sick or what's been going on these past 2 games, but after the 49ers game, I thought they were going to turn it around against Dallas. That didn't happen. Um, I thought after the Dallas game, without Geno Smith going into Seattle, I thought they were going to win.
Yeah,
That didn't happen. And
I'm not
also,
gonna lie. Getting beaten by Drew Lock is nasty work, bro. Like,
that Debo Samuel interview with on that podcast where he said that James Bradbury was trash. And it's I'm not gonna lie, yeah,
yeah, it's
he
looking
got
rough for the
burned.
Eagles, man.
Locke was literally throwing whoever Bradbury was guarding. Locke was literally throwing that person a ball on that final possession, man. Every time, every time, every single time.
Yeah,
Every time it's a 1-on-1, receiver look, give a little thumbs up, just do the route and just make a play. Every single time.
that was kind of smart by him because he probably understood that like if they're a man, any form of man, then this man is gonna have to be on any of his three receivers, all of which who are probably too good for him to guard. Like if he's on Metcalf, he just throws it over the top. If he's on Lockett, Lockett's probably gonna burn him with his speed, and then
Like
JSN
Smith
also has the
burnt him on
speed.
the last one. You saw how much, bro. You saw like on that game winning touchdown.
That
You saw
separates his career. He was
You
not
saw
there.
what I'm saying. You saw where Bradbury was in comparison to where Jigba was, bro.
Yeah,
Bradbury
and it
was
was
still
a dot too. That ball was money.
yeah, that was beautiful. But yeah, for Eagles fan, man. I mean, not for Eagles fan, but for somebody who just sees the Eagles over the past couple of weeks versus these past few weeks. I don't see them going to Super Bowl, man. I said that Niners game was going to be the biggest game and biggest test to really see if they were about it or not.
I will say
Originally,
though, in the Eagles'
originally
defense, they're not finished. They're not finished.
Oh no, no,
I'm
no! I'm not saying they're not done. I'm not saying they're not done at all. They're gonna definitely win the division. I feel like they will win the division. But they went from being you gotta understand, Kwengo. The Eagles went from being the number one seed, possibly having the playoffs go through Philadelphia again to get to the Super Bowl, to now being in the position where they may have to play a wild card game away, and they may have to go on the road again for a divisional and championship game. Because let's be
no,
real, if the 49ers wrap up that one seed, which at this rate it looks like they probably will, Philly going to San Francisco and playing them on their home field and winning that game, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. And if the 49ers get that one seed, the 49ers are going to be conference champs. They're going to the Super Bowl if they get that one seed. No team this season, I feel like, unless, correct me if I'm wrong here, no team this season that the 49ers, who have been favorites to win the NFC, who I've seen play against the 49ers, have put up an argument saying they're the better team in that conference. Cowboys, at the beginning of the season, 49ers beat them 42-10. They just smoked the Eagles 42-19 in Philadelphia. CMC had a masterclass. Debo had a masterclass. And they had Brock Purdy looking like an MVP out there. Because
all
of that
good
game.
points.
You said what?
They're all good points.
I'm saying, unless you can tell me a team that the 49ers have had trouble with this season, who's in the NFC, who's an NFC favorite to win, to represent them in the Super Bowl, that's better than the Niners, I really do not know what to tell you. I generally don't. And Eagles fans may be like, oh, you're tripping. The Eagles still gonna do this. No,
Hmm.
I saw that Niners game. I saw that Niners game. That Niners game was it. If the Eagles would have won that Niners game, this would be a whole different conversation right now. Definitely. It would have been a whole
In my
different.
opinion, the Eagles, the only position they're lacking at, right? Well, actually,
Safety.
they had a lot of things go wrong during the Niners game. Every single one of their top three players
Bosa
on
said they
offense
figured him out.
they
You know
fumbled.
how crazy that is? Bosa said they figured out Hurts. And they said they hope the Cowboys use that blueprint.
Ouch. I mean, they're not wrong. If you watch them last game, even he's been really hesitant to throw the ball. He can't make decisions. They basically lost that game honestly because they ran the ball all game. Like if he had been the Hurts that I saw earlier in the season, even when they were winning by really small margins, like 3 against the Commanders, I think twice.
Yeah.
He was still throwing the ball. He's actually went away from throwing the ball, following since the last 3 weeks, and I think he's afraid to turn it over, which is crazy because I don't know. You kind of even if you do have 17 turnovers right now, you still got to throw the ball one.
Yeah,
And I think it definitely lost them that game, even though they did do well running the ball against the Seahawks. That takes up a lot of the clock, and honestly, they should have just been trying to get some good quick touchdowns and just run up the score kind of thing.
and
Just play
especially
the
when you got one of the best
dynamic offense
receivers,
they usually play.
especially when you got one of the best 1-2 receiver punches, and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, you have to give them the rock. You got to throw them the ball more.
Sure.
You can't be afraid to do that. You can't be afraid to do that. Because as we saw with the Niners, and you saw not with the Niners game, as we saw with the game against the Seahawks, as we saw in other games this season, that could cost you. Luckily for the Eagles, though, it's only cost them 3 times, and as far as losing.
I think
But
4 now.
they've lost 4 games.
Yeah. I think the Niners, all they have to do is win
Niners,
out and they down.
Cowboys. No, that's 3. They've only lost 3.
No, they've lost to the Cowboys, Seahawks, Jets.
Niners.
They lost to the Jets earlier,
Yeah. You're right.
which is crazy too.
Dang, man. I totally forgot about the Jets game. That's crazy.
Honestly, from what it seems like, Hurts is horrible under pressure. Is all I know. That's what it seems like. Every time he gets put under pressure, he's been losing.
I saw that in the Cowboys game too when they were blitzing him and stuff.
Cowboys game, Niners game, Jets game. He's not good under pressure. And I think that's probably why they ran the ball so much this week. But I don't know.
I mean, obviously, I mean, hopefully they get this straight. They start winning again, go to the playoffs on a high note. But the way I see it right now, I really don't think that the 49ers have any sort of weaknesses whatsoever that's going to stop them to get to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I really don't see it.
Not gonna lie, and also Niners with a bye. No, there's no teams in the NFC that want to see that Niners team with a bye,
Healthy too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because they're going to sit their starters. They won the division. Once they get the 1 seed wrapped up, they're going to sit the starters. And dude, and the thing that's crazy about the Niners is that they could kill you in so many different ways. They don't have to kill you with their pass game. They start running the ball, you stop the run, they can go to the pass. They go to the long pass, you can start throwing short passes, screens, whatever, and just letting your playmakers do the work. And then their defense is just so nice.
One thing that's really got me is the fact that their blocking is really good. Every player on that offense, even down to Ayuk, every single offensive player on that team blocks. And they put effort into blocking.
Another thing that's also interesting to note too is that one of the Eagles players from last year, Hargrave, Josiah, I think his name is Josiah Hargrave, Javon Hargrave. Yeah, Javon Hargrave. He got traded to the Niners in the offseason. Or he got either got traded or released to the Niners in the offseason. He's probably one of the best defensive fronts on there. That's the thing. I mean, we were talking about the Eagles heading into this year. Obviously, with the piece that they lost this year, it was going to be interesting to see how this team looked this year in comparison to last year. Already with the team this year versus the team last year, you're already seeing where they're needing the help at. You know what I'm saying? Avonte Maddox is hurt. They're saying that he's coming back to the practice squad. He's eligible to come back. But there's just a lot of things when you look at this Eagles team, man, where it's
Slay was also hurt against the Hawks.
Yeah.
I will say I really think they made a mistake. But in my opinion, they can't pay all those guys. Like when I said it, I even said it last year. I don't think it might have been on the pod, but probably not. I was like, when you have like the season that they had on their D line, you're not going to be able to retain all those players. One, so like because a lot of teams are going to want those players. One and two, they're not going to be able to pay them more than those other teams. And a lot of those players aren't really going to want to take a pay cut. Like they're going to want to get their money, especially if they're like fresh in the NFL. Like if they're not like a player like what do you call it? Fletcher Cox, bro, who's been in the league. Like he doesn't need like a crazy salary. He's getting older, so like he's cool. But like other players who are like having like Javon Hargrave, who had a really good season, he's gonna want to go somewhere else and get paid. And he didn't get paid. I don't think that crazy at the Niners, but the Eagles weren't going to be able to pay him.
Right.
And then even what do you call it? CJ Gardner. Honestly, I've been saying it since he was at the Saints. I miss that guy, bro. He was one of the best slot corners in the league. Like
He's so nice.
100% one of the
So
best nickels in the league. He's just really good for like so many different reasons. He's a ball hawk. He's tough. He's like an enforcer. Like, no, you're not about to play with anybody on CJ Gardner's team. Like, he's disrespectful. Like, I love him as a player. I wish he was a Saint still. But yeah, I think they're definitely suffering from like not having him. I think he had like 6 or 8 picks last season. So
sure.
yeah.
But any last words you want to say about the Niners or the Eagles, man? Where those teams
I
are
just
right
want
now?
to say Niners versus Ravens this week is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Yes.
Or I think it might be next week, Monday.
No,
It's
it's
going to
Monday.
be
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Monday.
That's like an early Super Bowl. I think the Niners are going to come away with the win, but I would like to
Are they
see
playing
Lamar.
in Baltimore or are they playing in San Francisco?
I actually don't know. I'm not going to lie.
I can check right now.
But that's like an early Super Bowl, man. That's like the AFC favorite, NFC favorite right there.
It's gonna be such a good game.
I
It's
don't know. I want
actually
to see what Lamar's going to do against that defensive line.
yep.
I will say if the quarterback is
They play in
able
San
to,
Francisco.
what'd you say?
They play in San Francisco.
Okay.
They play in San Francisco. Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. It's gonna be a good game for sure, though.
It'll be a real good game. But yeah. Yeah, man. Eagles lock in. Is I know for me, I can speak for all Temple people. I can speak for all of us when we say, I would much rather not have school, and have a Super Bowl celebration. But lock in. But or don't. It's up to you guys. It's not gonna hurt me. I mean, still. But still, Kwengo, you got anything you want to say, man?
I think I touched on everything, man. It's a good week, man. It's gonna be a good day. Hopefully around 11 o'clock after the Saints come away with this W, man.
Exactly. Well, our last thing we want to talk about, man, Playboy Cardi, he dropped 3 songs, man. It looks like he's gearing up for an album coming out in a couple of weeks, probably a couple of months, who knows? But
Or
what we
never.
think?
I'm just saying, he is known to cap. I will say, I'm not really a Cardi fan.
Put him on the noose. that sounds tough.
I feel like everybody knows, like especially my dogs from back in the day. I'm an avid Cardi hater, but I will say he's 3 for 3 this month. The
Not to
songs
lie.
that he dropped were definitely tough this month. Glad he's back in rap because it's been kind of dry. Like he's kind of needed right now. Just something different. And yeah, he's making good music. So
He is making good music. I mean, it's
yeah,
different.
I'm
I'm happy
definitely
it's
not
not like
banging with upside down
the
across the top.
baby. I'm happy it's not like the baby voice stuff though. That was terrible. That was terrible. That was when he had that
I
mess
mean,
song.
Kid Cudi. I mean, he had some bangers with the baby voice. I ain't gonna lie, Kid Cudi.
No, remember what was that song, Meh or whatever?
What song?
Meh or whatever.
Bro, that song was like that. Stop
No,
at me.
it
That
wasn't,
jump
bro.
was like that.
Stop, bro. Stop, bro. You
That's
couldn't even understand.
underrated, bro. That jump was a gem, bro. A lot of Cardi fans didn't like it, but I liked it. That's just me.
But yeah, man. Hopefully this can continue for him. I think his last album was Whole Lot of Red, and that over time that actually was a solid listen. So hopefully this can continue. So this sort of, sound can continue for him. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I don't really have nothing else to really say about Cardi. Because I mean, outside of those 3 songs and outside of his old stuff, I don't really be listening to Cardi like that. To be
That's a
for real.
good read. That's a good read.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really be listening to Cardi for real, man. I'm honestly, man, outside this podcast episode, man, I've just been locked in on this Saints game tonight, man.
Nah,
Yeah.
for real.
I feel like the rest of my week could be determined for these next 3 hours tonight, man.
I'm not gonna lie. If we lose tonight, bro, I'm jumping into a spider hole, bro. You're not gonna. No one's gonna see me for like the next month. Bro. I
Hey,
can't.
look, if we win tonight, we're doing a reaction special approximately at 11:01 tonight. For sure. I'm definitely getting back on here at 11:01 tonight. We gonna be celebrating. We're gonna be talking. But if
We can
we
bring Jalen on too.
yes, if we do end up losing tonight, though, however,
no episode for the next year.
We probably
No
won't give you
episode
back
for the
another
next year.
Yeah, we probably won't see you guys until January. I'm not gonna lie. If we
Yeah,
lose tonight,
I'll see you on
yeah. But New Orleans, the Saints. Hey, Saints, listen to me, all right? You're one of your biggest fans here. If you guys do not win tonight, lock in. Please lock in, man. Please lock in.
I can't deal with it anymore.
Listen, we have been talking so much trash, man, to all of our to Eagles fans, to Commanders fans. We've been talking so much trash about how we're gonna make the playoffs. Can we please lock in tonight, man? Please.
Nah,
I beg.
I've been talking trash in general, and I just can't deal with any more heartbreak.
This man right here said the Saints are going to be 12. And you said we're going to win like a minimum of 10 to 12 games this season. I didn't believe we were going to make the playoffs this season. You have me believing again. Please lock in tonight, man. That's all I ask, man. That's all I ask.
Please.
I beg. I'm praying right now. Please, man. Lock in. That's gonna do it with this episode of the Youngbouls podcast, man. As always, man, it's been your boy Dinari. Don't worry, we're not gonna give you guys a long hiatus again, unless the Saints lose tonight. But it's good to be back. Good to be making episodes with my guy Kwengo right here, man. But don't worry, we're gonna be in the studio. We're gonna be back in the studio in a few. But we're on break right now, and we don't live in Philadelphia, so obviously that's why we're not in the studio right now. But we're going to be going back into the studio soon, giving you guys more episodes, but we just want to give you guys something, because we haven't given you guys something in a minute. But yeah. And also too, when we get back up to Philly, man, we're definitely going to do that whole thing, giving out food to the homeless again, man. I said we are going to do it again, but we just never had time to really get back to it, but we're definitely going to try to do that again too. More information about that's going to be coming soon, man. But yeah, it feels good to be making episodes again. Being your boy Dinari. Quinn, you want to say anything before we leave, man?
Man, like Dinari said, we're definitely going to be giving back when we get back up there, man. Especially because we can't be up here for the holidays. A lot of people don't have that much around this time. And then it's really cold outside. A lot of people sleeping on the streets. It'd be just nice to go hand people food or whatever they need when we get back. And then Saints, I need y'all to win tonight, man. Please. My sanity until January 1st depends on this game.
Look, man, we win tonight, man. I will personally write a note to Derek Carr saying that you're one of the greatest QBs of all time. It's insane, I know. I know.
Cash app you, big bro. I'm going to cash app you, big bro. I need
it. Derek Carr, man, please, man. I bet my house on this game tonight. I did not, but I bet my house on this game tonight. Please. If you really care about your fans, man, you will take care of business tonight against the Rams, man. But as always, man, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Youngbouls podcast. It's been your boy Dinari, Kwengo right here. Hope you guys have a happy holiday. We definitely are going to give you another episode before the new year. But thank you again. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Peace.